La 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 la.
For the first story, we're going to take it all the way back to first grade. So for first through eighth grade, I went to a private school, so we had to wear uniforms for PE days. So I came into school that day feeling good, wearing my sweatpants, and then the day was going fine. But then we got to PE. So in our gym, we have to put our stuff on the stage before we start
having fun.
So I went over there to take my sweatpants off so I could just wear my shorts. And I got over there and I pulled my sweatpants down.
But my sweatpants were not the only thing that came off.
I had pulled my shorts down with my sweatpants. So there I was, standing in front of my whole class with nothing but underwear on. Now, you can imagine how traumatizing this was for me. So, my solution was to hide in the bathroom in the gym for the rest of the day. And that was when I realized I was in for a long ride that year. So my second story also takes place in first grade because, like I said earlier, it was a rough year. So I came into school that day. Thankfully, it was not a PE day. And we were having a nice day. We were in math class, counting odds and evens. And all of a sudden, it was the end of the day. I didn't realize when I had gone into school that I was sick. So, all of a sudden in math class, I just passed out. And so, I woke up in the middle of daycare at 4 o'clock to my mother waking me up, telling me that I had slept the whole day. And I had missed all of my classes. So that was also embarrassing. Not as embarrassing as the pants, but
I still found it traumatizing.
So my final story for first grade was also during daycare. I had been having a good day because I was in first grade, and in first grade I loved going to school.
Unpopular opinion.
Anyway, so it was the end of the day, it was daycare. I was just waiting for my mom to pick me up after work. So I had to go to the bathroom, so I went in the bathroom. But I was feeling good about myself. I was having a good day. So I started just singing. I'm pretty sure it was Rihanna because what else is a first grader gonna sing? So I was just jamming out in the bathroom to myself, singing Rihanna. Anyway, so when I was done using the bathroom, I walked out into the daycare room. And
everybody was staring at me.
And I was like, what's going on, guys? And they were like, were you singing in the bathroom? So this is when I thought it was a good idea to deny it. I was like,
no, I don't know what you guys are talking about. That never happened.
But everybody knew it happened, and they called me out for it. So I went home very embarrassed and very upset. So for this next story, we're just gonna leap to 8th grade because 2nd through 7th grade was
irrelevant.
So in 8th grade, we had to do a project where we dressed up like a Greek god or goddess and presented a speech like we were that goddess or god to our class. So I had my person, I had written my speech, I memorized my speech, and it was finally the day. Now, everything sounds like it's going well, but the problem is that I hate speaking in front of people. It
terrifies
me. So, the day finally comes, I'm feeling nervous, and luck would have it that I have this class first period. So, I get up in front of my class, I'm ready to go. I start speaking, and I get so nervous that my face right here starts twitching. And I'm like, you know what, it's not a big deal, Rebecca. I'm sure nobody can see it. But everybody in the class was laughing, and I was like, you know what? It's probably not about that. They're probably just laughing at the fact that I'm pretending to be a Greek goddess. So I just push through and I keep going with my speech. When I'm finished, I am ready to just go sit down, and because it has just drained all of the energy out of me. And as I go to sit down, a boy in my class goes, your face was twitching. And I was like, oh.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
So, then I went on with my day, and now, to this day, people still talk about the fact that my face twitches sometimes. So my final story takes place in 9th grade. So, this happened on my first day of 9th grade. So I had gone from being in a class of 32 people to being in a class of about 500. So I was feeling really nervous about my first day. So I come into class, well, not class, I come into school with 3 book bags because I don't know why I had 3, but I know that one of them was my regular book bag and one had my volleyball stuff in it. So I come into school and I also have my Yeti cup filled with water. So I'm walking to my first period, which is science. And there's a wet sign on the floor, but I was like, fine, it's okay. It's just a wet sign. Just keep walking. I had Jack Rogers on that day, so I just slipped right there in front of so many people. And the best part was there was a nice man standing on the steps in front of where I fell, just laughing at me and pointing at me, not helping me up, but that's okay. And I was like, it's okay. Don't cry. It happens to everybody. But I was feeling especially embarrassed and traumatized. And so I was walking with like 3 girls from my volleyball team. So they felt the need to text in our group chat that I had fallen in front of the steps. So, for a long time, there was a joke going around that
Becky took a tumble.
So that was fun. So that's all the stories I have today. Thank goodness. I think I just embarrassed myself so much. So to all my 0 subscribers out there, you're welcome.
It be Jesse and Nari. If they test me, they sorry.